Hello, DadaABC Curious. Teacher Maya here, and today I'm going to touch on a subject that most people have experienced when teaching: anxiety, nerves, fear. I always thought it was just me, but based on the feedback that I've gotten from a couple of videos that I've done, I am sensing that fear is like a universal principle when it comes to starting out working for Dada. But I have also noticed that it's not actually a fear of the job itself, it's more of a fear of the unknown. Take me, for example. I'm a competent teacher. I like being in front of the camera. I speak English. There is no reason to think I am not perfectly capable of doing this job. And yet in the beginning, I was in a constant state of, not quite terror, but, terror. I was in a constant state of terror every time I thought about what I was about to apply for. It sort of felt like going to a new school or like on a first date. Will they like me? Will I like them? Will anyone talk to me? Will they think I'm fat? Oh, and by the way, yes, they will, and your students will have no problem telling you that to your face. Apparently, weight is not a culturally sensitive topic in China, no matter how skinny you are. As for how long the nerves lasted, I look back over my first few months to try to define my level of anxiety and what it felt like. So what I'd like to do is just sort of give you a gauge of what it looked like for me. Keep in mind, this is one person's experience. This is not everybody across the board. However, apparently this is not uncommon, so use it as you will. For your benefit, I'm going to gauge this over a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being I am not worried at all. 10 being my stomach is clenched, my shoulders are tight, my neck disappears, and I want to throw up. So this is what it looked like. The week leading up to the interview, 7 to 8. The hours right before the interview, 9 to 10. The actual interview was about a 7, and that was mainly because I was worried about the internet connection and understanding the interviewer. Both were fine. Waiting for the first demo class, 10, 10, and 10 plus. That was just nerve-wracking. Actually teaching the real demo class, about a 7. The week preparing to teach the first day of regular students, 9. Actually teaching the first class of regular students, 7. After teaching the first week of my regular students, 6. After the third week of teaching my regular students, 5. After the first full month, 5. The second full month, 5. The third full month, 5. The fourth full month, 3 to 4. And that is where I am now, the 4th month. Notice that even now, I am still on the fear scale, but it's much more manageable. The fear of the unknown, what will be expected of me, what will the students be like, how often am I going to screw up, those have eased after weeks of experience. The anxiety that remains is mainly due to things like making sure my alarm clock is set the night before so I don't sleep through the lesson. I get up at 5 a.m. Making sure my camera is working. Several times it's just cut out right before class started. And also just trying to figure out what to say to my students so I can, how to best engage them. Sometimes I'll be assigned a student like 2 minutes before class starts. But usually I have enough time to go over the lesson beforehand so I'm not going in blind. But as with any performance, live or televised, there's just a level of anxiety that is just part of being in front of a crowd, even if it's a crowd of 1, or 1 plus a parent in the background. The point is, you may always have nerves with this job. Some people won't, and I wish I was one of those people. Just embrace it. Know it's there, own it. And then sometimes what'll happen is that your brain, after it accepts that, will just sort of dial it down even a little more. But it does get better. It does subside, and it'll be fine. It may not subside completely, but it will definitely get easier to the point that you can, focus without having a complete flip out. With that, my parting shot would be, it is okay to be nervous about it. The longer you're out, the easier it gets, until finally your experience and your competency just carry you to sanity. Thanks for watching, and if any of this sounds familiar to you, leave a response down below, because if it's feeling like this for you, it's feeling like this for somebody else. And maybe you can put your experience down on that subject so that other people will feel more at ease about not being at ease.